Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening to my YouTube. Uh, Happy 4th of July. Wish everyone has a great holiday for those who have observed the holiday. And also, Hong Kong has celebrated a anniversary of Hong Kong's return to Chinese rule in 1997 on July 1st. So, hope everything is going well and people have time to take a break and do whatever needed. So just want to show you a really quick recap and also what happened into the graph and as you can see that since fourth quarter last year and actually beginning of year, the market actually suffered very poorly, and of course there's a lot of volatility that really rooted the last 6 months. But overall, then you can see Dow had done about 15%, S&P 500 20%, and Nasdaq is about 25%. So to just give you an idea about what the market has. You can see basically buying at a dip was the strategy, but the question though is how to consider buying it, how consider it as a dip. So you have to look at the technical analysis and look at the 50 days average and 200 days average, and also kind of do the for individual stock, kind of look at graph and see where you were at or what you bought at what points, and then determine that where you want to do how your strategy going to do that. And look at the graph on the Nasdaq for the last 5 days. The stock have finished a choppy section low on Monday and rebound Tuesday, pull back again Wednesday, as you can see. But again, rebounding on Thursday, Friday. We gain some traction. Tesla reports second quarter delivered 254,695 electronic vehicles, slightly below views and down significantly versus first quarter. China EV battery giant BYD, which I have talked for those who listened to my video before, know I mentioned that one. Symbol BYDDF report June sales of 134,036 EVs, bringing Q2 sales to 355,021. Those results follow strong June delivery from Li Auto as well, Leo, symbol NIO, and also Same Payne, which is my favorite, symbol XPEV. BYDDF, which Warren Buffett hold a quick stake, stock price went up from June 16, which is $36 to Friday closing price $39.97. So yeah, within 2 weeks, and basically this stock have gone up about close to 10%. Xpeng rose from low end of $24 at June 13. Actually, if you have bought it early than June 13, which is probably last month, you can see the price was even lower than that, closer to like $22 to $35 on June 24th. So again, within 11 days, which is less than 7-day trading day, really, right? Including weekend, it was up $11, which is like 40% return. Friday closed at 30.28. It's just a slip a little bit. Tesla Shanghai is expected to shut down its production lines per having staged due July for upgrade to significantly increased capacity. So Tesla stock from 1 week high of 745.20 dropped to Friday 681.79 on July 1st. And base metal fell after Chinese real estate developer Shimao missed a payment on 1 billion bond. And Germany, let's switch at the other focus on Europe. Germany posts its first monthly trade deficit in over 30 years in May due to a 28% annual rise in its import bill. Microsoft cut its guidance for its June 30 quarter, sending stock down 5.3% in June. Target cut its third quarter guidance in part because it has blocked the inventory of home goods and not priced low to get the excess merchandise out the door. Share dropped 12.8% for the month and were off 38% for the first half of the year. So, but bear in mind, Microsoft was really high end at like 300 plus, and then also remember Target have been really doing very well during pandemic, have gone up every single quarter. So even right now, if you ask me, the price has dropped about 40% compared to the first half of the year. You may still consider high, but again, Target has a pretty quite a bit of uniqueness and very competitive edge compared to other retail stores. So that's just something to bear in mind here. The top performing Nasdaq 100 stock for the month were Seattle Biotech Company, SGEN up 30.4%, Pinduoduo, which is simple PDD, which are again my favorite too. The Chinese agricultural platform also have developed other high tech and stuff and selling a lot of goods, up 22.7%. JD.com with simple JD up 14.4%. Digital security company Okta simple OKTA up 8.85%. Chinese online retail platform Baidu, simple BIDU up 1.86%. And Baidu have been, when you was talking about risk of Chinese delisting could drop, really pressure down very heavily to $120 and went back all the way up $150. So that is 25% increase just coming in mind. Saying along the line will be Bilibili and also Pinduoduo. And so here's the good news. Maybe explain why the market actually up because U.S. President Joe Biden may announce the lifting of some Trump-era tariffs on Chinese import as early as this week, and also with that, also talk about the Chinese delisting along with the line and a couple other chips, bargaining chips to discuss together. So really, you can see the good, and that is foreseen as a good news about the Chinese stock and also the strength of China's commerce. And if you listen to, recently July 1st, you also talk about COVID lockdown and how the quarantine will be, lifting up the restriction, make it looser so that the China can continue to grow. So also at the same time preparation, and they actually creating something called Chinese Reserve. So all these steps and strictly telling you, the which is also enough focused about oil, may driving a stronger demand globally. So driving the oil price could be going up again, even though, of course, oil price, you would notice that have been dropped quite a bit. I will get down to this next about the oil price. So here is it from the travel latest information. According to the American Automobile Association AAA gas prices, the average price of gasoline in the United States now at $4.81 a gallon. On Sunday, it's off 4.1% from its June 14 peak of $5.16. Again, this is nationwide because in Texas, we got luxury of cheaper prices versus, in California and in New York, the prices probably more expensive. Bitcoin shot up to nearly 69,000 intraday. Remember that last year, November 10, and has fallen to 72% since. Currently, it's slightly lower than 20,000 a coin. The 4-day week ahead will also feature release a minute from the Federal Reserve most recent policy meeting due on Wednesday. Again, the market is really pricing about 0.5% increase to a 0.75% percent upcoming. So, but then you all depend on the labor condition, the inflation, whether have a control or not, and so on. So you could be, any news that with the tariffs, potentially impose driving the inflation control and going down will be favorable, and as well as, maybe then once things start to slowing down, the Fed may change it to not to increasing 0.5% or however, the market will absorb and future outlook of when actually the uplifting of the rate hikes will be basically will be complete and driving the economic balance is not leading the recession, because again at the moment investors and the economics conditions still being observed whether there will be a recession or not. So at the current market is still focused on risk of recession and sharp drop in demand toward the end of the year. So that's still something that can look at. But buying in a dip and bet on bullish earning along with optimistic outlook may boost stock higher this month with some consolidations. As you can see, Friday, before the 4th of July holiday, the market actually did rebound in the afternoon and pushing up higher, and which all three major indexes weekend is ground. And EV, opinion is still in focus, so which I recommend HYLN, so it's a stock that you still want to look at, along with BYTDF, which I have talked about it in the last couple of years, in my video and also explain. Despite oil price and stock have pulled back, there's still possibility 10% upside between now and September. Like I said, oil and oil subject of supply and demand, and with COVID lockdown going to loosen the restrictions in China, they probably will have a more robust and more larger demand. So then the oil, depending on whether Saudi going to increase productions or not, which establishes a balance, the oil price and potentially seeing you're going to bring it back up again. So I still think JP Morgan forecast $200 a barrel is a little bit high end. 150 is still maybe a little bit push. I'm looking at maybe we'll be back to where you were when the market was bullish, which is from a month and a half ago when you were hitting $130 a barrel. Chinese high-tech stock were back in focus again, and especially you see those stocks that have been actually went back up. If you did buy a Pinduoduo during a time of unfavorable news of delisting, right now you already have like 150% return at that point because it's where it's back up to $65. But again, the stock is, I have to remind you that 225 was the high end. Before the pandemic, the stock was actually at a $70 range, so there's still a possibility to push back higher. And also, Bilibili definitely got beat up pretty badly as well. We'll see how airline stock will be react after providing numbers on holiday travel. So which definitely have been increased this year compared to last year. And at the moment, having all I have said, there seems to be more good news than the bad news that potentially will be upcoming. So, however, investors still need to continue to be cautious and invest in value stock. Hope all of you have a great and wonderful week and summer. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Please give me a like. Thank you very much.